what's up, everybody? Gilbert Blaze here. It's Friday, the weekend's finally here. I'm glad, I'm happy, can't wait for it. But before I get into my topics, I gotta just talk about some sad news that I heard about an hour ago. Apparently, Cade died today at the age of 29 of apparently heart failure. And when I heard about that, I'm like, wow. I mean, the guy's the same age as me, and he died of heart failure. Now, it's like common ground now. Like, wrestlers are dying of a young age. Like, most wrestlers have been dying like before they turned 45. And like the last known wrestler that died was Umaga, who also had heart problems, died of like a heart attack. And he was known, fortunately, he was known steroid user and a drug user. And Cade, apparently, he was also known for having heavy addiction to like sleeping pills and antidepressants and supposedly cocaine. So you can only imagine. I mean, for a young guy at 29 to die of heart failure, and he's also known for like taking medications like that, you can only imagine that probably was the cause of it. So it's very sad news. I wasn't the biggest fan of his. I gotta be honest. I wasn't the biggest fan of his, but he did have potential. I mean, he was one of the first graduates of Shawn Michaels' wrestling academy, and WWE gave him a developmental contract, basically out of respect to Shawn Michaels. And they actually was very high on him. They gave him a lot of chances in WWE. He first came in as Garrison Cade, but it didn't really work out. And then he came back and became like this big Texan with Trevor Murdoch, and they formed Murdoch and Cade, and I actually thought they were pretty decent. They were tag champions, but that didn't work out as well because, as you all know, WWE has a horrible, horrible tag team division. They don't care about tag teams at all. So they were around for a couple of years, and then they broke up. And then I think Lance's biggest, I would say, spotlight was when he was teamed up with Jericho. Like, he was kind of like his lackey in a sense during the Jericho-Shawn Michaels feud. And he was getting, a lot of TV time being in Jericho's corner, and also getting pay-per-view time being in Jericho's corner. And then apparently during that whole, escapade of that whole feud, that's when he got in trouble with the WWE and got let go because apparently he was on an airplane, took way too many painkillers, and he had a seizure on the plane. And WWE basically thought of him as, he was a liability, a drug addict. And I don't think they offered to help him out. Supposedly, they didn't offer to help him out. They just fired him on the spot. So it's sad. It's sad news. Anytime a wrestler dies, it's sad. But it just seems like it's so common within the past few years that more and more wrestlers are dying, and that's just something that's not. It's hard to get used to, but it's apparently something that's becoming the norm, which is scary. It's very scary. So let me not depress you all about that. Let's talk about. Recently, I applied to a new job, the Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, and I'm kind of interested in working there because, I've never worked in a museum before, but just the fact that I've been getting paid more money, which is a big difference, but also working indoors, which is weird for me because I've been working outdoors for the past 8 years at my current job. So if I do get this job, then it's going to be pretty interesting what's going to go on. I know a lot of celebrities go there, and it's a very popular museum, and I do like art, so it will be pretty interesting to work there. I hope, keeping my fingers crossed, that my job interview will be in a few weeks, and then I can go there and see what happens, and then maybe I can finally move on from my current job. So keep your fingers crossed for me that I get this job because I'm really, really looking forward to it. But I'm also still going to be taking these city tests, school safety, corrections is coming up, and any kind of like city tests, even sanitation. I don't mind doing sanitation because it's a city job, great benefits, it pays well, so I'll deal with it. But I just want a city job. I want a job I'm going to have good benefits and of course good pay, which is what we all want. But I definitely want some kind of job security. So definitely I'm looking forward to move on. But also, let me just talk about a recent DVD that I picked up from a former TV show that was extremely brilliant back in the late 90s. Back in 1997, there was a show called Femme Nikita. And I got season 1 on DVD from Amazon.com, and it came in the mail on Tuesday. And I was super excited because I was watching this when I was a teenager. And I was so intrigued by this show. It's actually based from a movie, Point of No Return, with Bridget Fonda and Gabriel Byrne, and they adapted it to a TV show, which was based out of Canada. And this show was absolutely amazing. Peter Wilson was on the front cover playing Nikita. Extremely good actress. I mean, this show had it all. It was so, like, it was probably one of the first cable shows that was, like, extremely popular with people back in the days. And I thought, like, it just came at the worst time because if it was, like, coming out now, it would have probably been on HBO or something. Because it was so extremely good. Like, this is way better than Alias and any other TV show with a female lead that was like playing like a CIA agent or like some kind of like law enforcement. But this show was amazing, and apparently the CW network is bringing it back. They're calling the show Nikita with some Asian female playing the lead role. And I saw a preview of it, and I don't know, it doesn't seem too interesting, but we'll see what happens. I'm not going to judge it too fast. I'll give it a chance, but there's only going to be one Nikita, and that's Peter Wilson. This show was amazing. I recommend everyone to watch it. Extremely good show. Ran from 1997 to 2001. Had like 5 seasons, and it was extremely, extremely good. So, my week was pretty much boring. But other than that, looking forward to the weekend. Looking forward to... actually, I might go see The Expendables on a Sunday. I might go see that. Which would be interesting because... to see all like old action stars, you know, Sylvester Stallone, Bruce Willis, Dolph Lundgren, which I couldn't believe they actually brought back Dolph Lundgren from wherever the hell he came from. You know, Jet Li and Mickey Rourke is in it, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, which surprised me, and Randy Couture and some other guys in there too. It's too bad they didn't get Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's like the only person that was missing was Jean-Claude Van Damme, or probably Steven Seagal. That would have been interesting seeing all that mix there. So I'm gonna check that movie out, and I'm sure it's not gonna be that good, but just for like nostalgia purposes, I guess I'm just gonna see it for that. And speaking of nostalgia purposes, I know people were crapping on the ECW pay-per-view, the reunion pay-per-view, and you know, I keep telling people that show wasn't a wrestling show. It was basically a nostalgia show. Show to bring back all the old stars one last time and to do their thing. And you know, it wasn't that bad. It probably had like 3 good matches. You know, Two Cold Scorpio versus C.W. Anderson I thought I liked that match. Two Cold Scorpio is so underrated. Probably one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time. The man was such an innovator back in the 90s. I'm a huge fan of Two Cold, and the guy's almost 50 years old. I'm not sure how old he is. I think he's almost 50, and he can still move and go like anybody else that I know of. I mean, TNA need to offer that guy a contract. I mean, out of all the old guys they got in TNA, they can offer him a contract because he could at least still work. And I did like Raven and Time of Dreamer. You know, not surprised Raven won. In their feud, like Raven always won most of the matches. I think Dreamer only won 1 match. I was when Raven left to WCW. And then also the main event was Sabu and RVD. You know what caught me by surprise was Sabu being bald. Like, I know apparently he's been bald for like a year now, but I had no clue. I actually had no clue he was bald. So when I saw he was bald, I was like, holy shit, he looks completely different. Now we got the same hair. Or lack of. So, yeah, I mean, people crapped all over that pay-per-view, but honestly, it wasn't a wrestling show. It wasn't meant to be a wrestling show. It was meant to be a show of nostalgia, and so that's why I didn't take it too serious. But hopefully that's like the last reincarnation of ECW, and they can like lay it to rest now, which I doubt they will. Probably in a few more years they'll bring them back once again, but come on, you know, enough is enough. It's been done way too many times, so hopefully that's the last time we see of an ECW pay-per-view. But other than that, I'm good, I'm cool. Hope everybody else is alright out there. Talk to you all later. Peace.